Augmentation. The truth about human augmentation. You can see this is a pretty cool looking augmented life form, an augmented life form, I would say. Now granted, they don't all look like this, but you can see how realistic the synthetic skin is. It's very realistic, and if I was to see this person, this individual cyborg in real life, would I be able to recognize them? Would I be able to tell the difference between, say, a cyborg like this, if it had synthetic skin all over its body and self-healing skin all over its body, its skin tones, its fingernails, everything looks real? I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference. And maybe it's their eyes. I wonder if you could tell with their eyes, if when you looked in them, would they be able to have a different feature like in their eyes when you see them? That would be really, I don't know, kind of interesting, perhaps, maybe. Can I be heard? Let me see. Gina, honey. Okay, MZ, thank you, honey. Yeah, so this is, it's kind of really interesting. It really is. Look at this. The Cyborgs, the truth about human augmentation. You see it right here, and it does. This is from 23rd of September of 2014. It's, it was a whole week ago, then back in 2014 when this right here article was written. It's like that. Let me do this, you all. I'm going to turn this down, make sure I'm being heard on here. Hello, Mickey, honey. Hello, Rose. Soulless. They would look soulless. And I think they truly would, probably. Hello, Susan B. Honey. I really do like the realistic looking how advanced technology is. You got to give them a credit, because it's very real looking, extremely real looking. Oh, look, they made it to where you could put the chip in the middle of the head right there. You can see it. Let me go back to the screen. Like right there, you could stick that little, you know, those chips that you stick in your cameras and stuff like that. You could stick it in the center of their head. That looks wild. It looks so wild. Does that not? Hello, Sepi Abed. That looks really wild. And see, look at this. This is really synthetic skin. It is synthetic skin, even though this is a Getty image and stuff they use. No, it's synthetic skin. Let's see what we can see down here. Let's see. What is it like to be a cyborg? In his last regular column for BBC Future, Frank Swain explores the biggest misconceptions about bionic limbs, microchip implants, and beyond. You all, this is what they're saying. Oh my goodness, let's see. Devices. I don't want to read about, this might be too long of an article. It might. Let's see this. It may not, though. At the height of the summer in London, let me just put this back to me. I'm reading an article of the picture that you see right here. At the height of the summer, when London was baking in an unseasonable heat, you can see it right here. The Serpentine is a small lake in the heart of the capital, where the bathers cooled off since 18th century. Leaving my clothes by the side of the lake, I plunged under into the refreshing water, only to hear it crackle around me in a peculiar way. I've forgotten to take out my hearing aids, and just like that, the greenish waters of the Serpentine washed away my newfound hearing. We're reading this article. The next day, the devices were still lifeless like pebbles, one red and one blue, and I was lucky that my audiologist had an opening the following evening. I expected it to be put in the doghouse when I explained what happened, but he was delighted. He said, well, this tells me that your brain has adapted perfectly to the devices, and he smiled. There's a cost to this Titan integration, though. My brain is no longer tuned to life without prosthetics. That's what the guy said. With the hearing aids, my brain is no longer tuned to life without prosthetics. Without my hearing aids, I hear worse than I did before I got them. The little electronic plugs have become an extension of myself. And it's true, you all. If you have hearing aids and you get used to wearing them and you don't, I guess it messes your hearing up. Really. Without my hearing aids, I hear worse than I did before when I got them. My little electronic plugs, okay, they became an extension of myself. Although I can be physically separated from my hearing aids, I can take them out and I can hold them in my hand. And my sense of hearing is not so easily picked apart. It exists partly in my ears and partly in my devices. He's become one with his hearing aids. So I am now a cyborg out of necessity, he says, not by choice. Being part machine is my resting state. Yet, I don't feel much like RoboCop or the $6 Million Man. If I'm a cyborg, shouldn't I feel more superhuman? He says. But there's a big gulf. There's a big gulf between the fantasy vision of cyborgs and the current reality of being dependent on an implant or a prosthetic in day-to-day life. If we're to separate the two, we ought to pay close attention to those who are living in the world already. Look, so for this last column, look at this. Beyond Human series. I didn't know there was a series. He spoke to a variety of very different people that he encountered this year. Each have embraced the idea of human enhancement, from an artist who hears color to a man who can start a motorbike with a chip implanted in his hand. Wow. What secrets can they share about life as an enhanced human? You all look at this. Well, this is look at this. So read why I want a microchip implant. That's what they want you to read. Why you want a microchip implant. Why? So like some candles. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's like, oh, well, look at that. I didn't know they had feet. Well, look at that, you all. They got feet for people who lost their foot. I think that's really good. Now, I really do. If you lost your foot, I think that's good that they can give you a foot that matches your foot. Now, I'm being honest. I would like it if I lost my foot and I had the opportunity to get a foot. I'd want a foot. I would. Oh, the chat lags big time because, oopsie. Let me come over here and check it out, y'all. You can check it out with me. Live chat's on. Slow mode is not on, but they're literally, they are throttling this big time, you all, is what they're doing. So let me let's look at the feet. Human augmentation. Right there. Well, it makes a person feel more whatever. It does. Lucina. Gabrielle Lucina experimented with an unlocking infrared vision for humans. Wow. Look at that. Inside your brain. Wow. So, I don't know what that's about. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is a cyborg-like. Yeah, oh, the chat is really being suppressed. Let's read why this person wants a microchip. Let's read that. I want to know why I want a microchip implant. Let me see. Let's see if it's going to pull it up, you all. Okay. Oh, we got some pretty graphics again. Okay. Some pretty graphics. No, I'm not going to register with you. Just hop off of there. BBC Future Beyond Human. Susan, honey, they are lagging it on purpose. Beyond Human. This is February of 2014. With a chip under your skin, you can do everything from unlocking doors to starting motorbikes, says Frank Swain, who has been trying to get his own implant. Oh, yeah. With a chip under your skin, you can do everything from unlocking. Okay, we read that a few years ago. This is a few years ago, so we're looking at 2014 as the date of this article. A few years ago would be May 28, 2008. I perched on the edge of my bed in a tiny flat, breathing in a cloud of acetone fumes, using a scalpel to pick at the corner of an electronic travel card. More than 10 million Londoners use these Oyster cards to ride the city's public transport network. I decided to dissect mine. After letting the card sit in pink nail polish remover for a week, the plastic had softened enough that I could peel apart the layers. Buried inside was a tiny microchip attached to a fine copper wire and the radio frequency identification RFID chip in the card. Right there, in the card. My goal was to bury the chip under my skin so that the machine barriers at the entrance to the underground would fly open with a wave of my hand as if some kind of technological wizard. But although I had the chip with an ex-Royal Marines medic willing to do the surgery, I failed to get my hands on the high-grade silicone that I needed to coat the chip to prevent my body from reacting against it. Since then, people have used the technique I helped popularize to put liberated oyster chips in bracelets, rings, magic wands, even fruit. But the prize for the first London transport cyborg is still up for grabs. You all were reading about it. So let's see this. The person who does will find themselves inducted into the community of grinders, hobbyists who modify their own bodies with technological improvements. Just as you might find petro heads poring over an engine or hackers tinkering at some software code, grinders will dream up a way to tweak their own bodies. And one of the most popular upgrades is to implant the microchip under the skin, usually in the soft webbing between your finger and your thumb. Let us see it. You got some soft webs right there, you all. Right there, between the thumb and the forefinger. It's a perfect spot. Hello, Linda. Y'all just tuning in. We're talking about human augmentation, cyborgs. But it's not the only thing. I mean, technology is good. Augmentation is good for those. You know, you lost your leg, you get prosthetics. Or your hand, and like a war veteran and stuff, your arm got blown off, you get a new bionic arm. I can understand that. Or, you know, your hearing, and you get things to where you can hear again because your hearing got destroyed with a mortar fire and stuff. Technology can be good, but we're going really far down the road, but it's not that far. We're into the chip in your hand with the radio RFID. Many people now have the chips implanted in the fleshly part before their fingers and thumbs. It's an adventurous. This person is a double implantee. He has a microchip in each hand. Right there, you can see in each hand. In his right hand is a rewritable chip. Oh wow. The same kind used in Oyster travel cards, which can be used to store small amounts of data. By pressing his hand to his phone, information can be downloaded from his body or uploaded into it. The left hand contains a simple identity number that can be scanned or to unlock his front door, log into his computer, or even start a motorbike. So we got the BBC Future. Oh, the video is no longer available. That's right, iron and clay. So this month, the Transhuman Visions Conference in San Francisco, they put up an implantation station offering the attendees the chance to be chipped at $50. They'll pay you $50 to get your hand chipped using a large needle designed for microchipping pets. They injected a glass-coated RFID tag the size of a grain of rice into each of the volunteers. And by the end of the day, they had 15 new cyborgs, you all. 15. For other people, the idea of implanting themselves with microchip may conjure up specters of surveillance and totalitarian regime. Well, no doubt. Totalitarian regime. You can look at it right here, you all. You got a small microchip right there. Right there. It's a subskin capsule. That's what it's called, a subskin. Yeah, hello, if y'all just tuning in. This is from 2014. You can see right here, that was that one. Here's some more pictures. Am I just going... Oh, now see, he got his arm implanted. He had a chip implanted in his forearm. Okay, wonder what he did while he had it in his forearm. That looks kind of whatever. It allowed him to be tracked and unlock doors, and others have used their chips to start their vehicles. You can, what is this thing right here? Proteus Digital Health are developing electronic sensors that can be swallowed. Well, let's look at this. Let me see this right here. Let me, I just want to do this. Can we find electronic sensors that can be swallowed? Well, let's just see if we can. I know they was going to do pills that you could do. It's a sharp lesson for smart pills. Let's look at the images of them because it's nice to have some visuals. It's the smart pill. Take your medicine, this $1.5 billion health startup smart pill right there. Take it. You can watch it on your phone. Right there. Digital health ingestible sensor that can monitor everything about your body. You already have the people doing it. If you got a Fitbit, on a Fitbit on your hand, you always leave it on your wrist. You download the app and it shows everything about you. Every single thing you do is what it does. Oh my God, I had to sneeze, you all. I really, bless me. I had to sneeze, you all. I had to put that to the screen because it's like, yeah, I wanted to do that. Yeah, I want to see. Oh gosh, I was kind of sleepy. Wireless implantable medical devices. Look at the kind they got. And you got a pacemaker. We've seen that in people. Oh, a deep brain neural stimulator. That's interesting. A cochlear implant. Gastric simulators. Foot implants. These are insulin pumps inside you. So they got a whole array of things. They do, a whole array. Let's see what the companies say. A sharp lesson in April of 2020 of $50 million for an ingestible sensor. They raised, where did they get the $50 million? This is in 2016. The FDA, 2017, they approve a bill with a sensor that digitally tracks if your patients have ingested your medication. With a digital ingestion tracking system. The aripiprazole tablets have a sensor in it. Embedded in the pill, it records your medication was taken. How can you get it out? It is a product for schizophrenia, acute treatment of manic depressant, mixed episodes, bipolar, add-on treatment. It has a wearable patch. Oh. So what happens to it afterward? Once the pill dissolves, I don't know what happens to it. I really don't. That's kind of interesting. Let's just see if we can do a past month. 2 days ago. Ingestible sensor market research report unlocks their analysis. The world's first FDA-approved system can be integrated into the medication tablets now. So you want to have your medication, have sensor pills. What's the next You can see it refers to a new class of treatment, uses digital technologies such as mobile apps, wearable devices, and softwares, ingestible sensors. This is September the 14th, you all, right there. You can see it. Let's see what it says. I'm fine, I'll accept the cookies. I don't care. You track us anyhow, right? Ingestible for data. September. It's pretty long. Human care. The campaign was accessible on YouTube. A video for the campaign. The ingredients listed are aluminum, cuprous chloride, ethyl cellulose, gold, hydroxypropyl cellulose, magnesium, silicone dioxide, silicone nitride, titanium, tungsten. Tungsten was very, let me tell you about tungsten. That's really expensive. You find it in light bulbs. Titanium and triethyl citrate. Look at that. They got some images of an app that you download. Here's what it looks like. My Site. You'll see your daily things if you do that. I woke up feeling, you tell them how you got to check in, tell them how you felt. You can have these things that you listen to. You get the little bitty emoticons right here to tell them how you feel. You can do it. You know you can do it. Do you have to do it? You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. But they've got, look at this. It should be noted that including these groups is a tactic that has proven effective in the approval of other drugs, and it's not without controversy. Flibanserin, colloquially known as the pink Viagra, in 2015 is a much hype and dubious grassroots campaign. So they use Viagra for their campaign, you all. They're trying to get that. Look at that. Wow, that's kind of wild. We're talking about the augmentation of humans being augmented, and the pill industry is the next. Well, it's already happening, really, and you're going to be wearing that. Look at the super soldiers right here. Human augmentation. What about the eye? The future is here. Kumbaya. Look, it's already got it all planned out just like that. You can do it. Hello, Susan Donahue, honey. Yeah. She got something on hers. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're already doing it. Okay, they are. Can you stop it? No, you cannot stop it. Sethi. Why is this Sethi? Why is this called Sethi? Well, let's go to Sethi. The transhuman and transcending human abilities, right there. Sethi. Neural ethics. Oh, wow. Reproductive technologies. Look at that. Neural ethics. Genome engineering. Human enhancements. So you've got all of this stuff right here. How do the humans transcend our natural limitations, and how do we enhance our ability to become stronger, more able, and have a healthier life? How do we live longer but comfortably? The questions have been asked by engineers and scientists for centuries. Any technology or way of life that is improving or extending our lives is an enhancement. With current day knowledge on how the human body and computers work, we have managed to progress toward transhumanism, you all. Then the philosophical belief that humans will evolve past their limitations using science, medicine, and technology. The uniqueness of humans are put into question as technologies will be capable of transforming natural human abilities into enhanced abilities, giving them an edge. You're going to have the old humans. You're going to be part of the old humans if you don't get the transhumanism stuff. The ethical debate surrounding the human enhancements discusses the evolving parameters between being human versus being a machine. as we have seemed to surpass our natural limitations, transcending towards the singularity. The singularity will represent the culmination of the merger of our biological thinking and the existence with our technology, resulting in a world that is still human, but that transcends our biological roots. Your biological roots, you all. If you're just tuning in, they are slowing down the chat. Human enhancements, elective alteration, eugenics, the transhumanism right here, well-known philosophy. Sir Francis in 1880s across Europe. Synthetic biology is what you've got. DNA molecules redesign, fabricate the biological components. I haven't even looked over there. It won't let me do it. Why wouldn't it let me get over there? I'm trying to get over there to it, you all. So we've got this eugenics, a philosophy of transhumanism. Synthetic biology. Scientists are now capable of replacing the natural genetic material with a self-replicating synthetic bacterial cell, thus creating a non-genetic raw material which can use as a substitute for genetic material within a living organism. Did you get that? A substitute for genetic material within a living organism. The first self-replicating synthetic genome was built by researchers from the Craig Venter Institute. Then it was publicly announced in 2010, and many mixed opinions of the advanced surfaced, entailing both excitement and concern. It amounted to an early-stage example of creating life. Some ethical concerns include the non-affiliated organizations replicating various organisms using synthetic genetic material for purpose that may pose harm to humans, being able to regulate the use of the advancement to ensure its uses are ethical and positively impactful, preventing private biologists from fabricating their own synthetic genome for personal gain. That's the problem. After the success of the synthetic genome, President Barack Obama. Can you say President Barack Obama? Right there. He requested that the Presidential Commission for the Study of Bioethical Issues review the new and evolving field of synthetic biology and identify the appropriate ethical implications. The commission gathered a panel with representatives from engineering, science, medicine, and ethics, and various faiths to conduct their reviews. While the matter was still in development stages, the panel managed to conclude that the emerging science potential social implication using the 5 ethic principles as a guide, a public benefit, responsible stewardship, intellectual freedom, democratic deliberation, and justice and fairness. So they concluded it, whatever it was, within the field of synthetic biology, the discoveries are endless. The government will be informing the public regarding ethical and social issues as transparency is needed for such exploratory enhancement. Use of steroids, catch me if you can, synthetic. Various life-threatening side effects. What is that? I have no idea what that is, you all. Just some pills. And you can see it, you all. That's in that part. But look at, I didn't want to come over here. I didn't even mean to. I was just looking at this right here. We got robots. There's people who have lost limbs, and it's nice for them, to have some use back of their arms and stuff. Tech entrepreneur says the brain implants will be possible within 15 years. How old was this? Look, the future of the past. Oh, the future is the past. Well, what if the future is the past? Now think about that. Since you have prophecies that are predicting the future, and you have, like in the Bible, you have prophetic books in the Bible predicting the future, and the future you could say, is already, we're back here. We're back here. It's the past. It's already happened. But we're going to go through it. You could say that. You really, truly could say that. In 15 years, this was 2017. I'm sure it's going to be before then, you all. Just put it in your head like that. That's all you got to do. Just like get the robot to do it. You could. You know you could. That's right. Shalom, kings and queens. Look at that. They'll be able to buy their new memories. Did you know that you could get new memories? And you can delete unwanted ones in the near future, as experts believe they are close to biohacking, the body's most powerful tool. Speaking in the summit, Brian Johnson, startup research, possibility of microchips inserted in the brain. They will unlock the true potential of the mind, and the single greatest thing that humanity can achieve is what they'll do. Let's look at the chat over here. You can see the chat. It's all good. It is all good. We can do it. We are doing it. So we're back over here. Their first step is to design the chips that can help fight disease, and then it will hopes to evolve the brain to offer superhuman abilities. To further explore our own human boundaries, the wave of new technologies needs to emerge that can access, read, and write from the most powerful tool we have, the human brain. We'll interpret the brain's complex working in order to create applications toward the cognitive enhancement. I would expect in around 15 to 20 years, we'll have a sufficiently robust set of tools for the brain that we could pose any question that we wanted. For example, could I have a perfect memory? Could I delete my memories? Could I increase the rate of my learning? Could I have brain-to-brain communication? That's what they want, brain-to-brain communication. You can see it right here. Imagine a scenario where I say, I want to know what it's like to be a cowboy in the American West in the 1800s. And then someone creates the experience mentally. Could you imagine that? You have it in your head, and you get to know what it's like to be a cowboy in the 1800s. I'm able to take that, and I can purchase that from the person and experience it. Wow. It's like a holodeck. When Mr. Johnson was questioned on whether such technology could cause further divisions in society between those that do have a neural implant and those that do not, the founder of Braintree, which was sold to eBay for $800 million in 2013, said he believes that such technology will become democratized like smartphones. Wow, you all. Wow, that's funny. That's kind of wild, really. It's really wild. I hadn't heard that part before. I think I might had, but wow. That is the wildest thing. It truly is. Let me put myself back over here, you all. Let me do it. I am going to be going. I am, but that's augmentation of the human. And technology is advancing at a rapid rate. It is, man and machine, all of that. That's right. So I am going to go. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you for being on here. Please give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. And thank you to everyone who has joined you all. It's the future. The future is the past. And I think I can agree with that. I really can. That's right. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and thank you all for taking the time to watch. Danny, honey, look at noon. What's happening at noon, Danny? No, you look at noon, Gina. It's orange. I have no idea what you're talking about because I wasn't looking at the comments. I don't. You talking about the moon being orange in this video? Oh, you're so welcome, Muddy Girl. You really are. Hello, Apple Brooks, honey. I am going to go. You all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Love you.